When we arrived, we saw 3 ambulances with the victims inside.
Monday morning, everyone. We have a lot to get to this morning, including our round-the-clock coverage right now, coming to us from the east side.
A large apartment fire sent several people to the hospital this morning, including a few children.
It happened just before 5 a.m. at 9531 Sims. That's on the east side, and that's also where we have Denise Olivas live right now with the very latest. Good morning, Denise.
Good morning, Hillary and Stephanie. We did get some information in just the last few minutes. Fire crews are still out here and still have the entrance of the Las Casitas apartments blocked off. And you can just still smell the very strong odor of smoke. We do know now that a total of 5 people were inside the apartment here at Las Casitas complex, including 3 children, approximately ages 4, 8, and 16. Also inside, a woman with a baby, and we're told that as soon as the firefighters arrived here, she handed the baby to firefighters and notified them that there were still 3 other children inside. So let's take a look at the video that we shot when we arrived. We saw 3 ambulances with the victims inside. We know that they were all rushed to the hospital. The children and the woman were all hospitalized. It's still unclear what exactly happened with the infant baby, whether the baby was transported with the mother or taken taken elsewhere. But we do know that they were all hospitalized at this point. And we actually did speak to a resident who was staying here with a friend who says that he woke up to a really loud noise, more like glass shattering, and that's when he walked outside.
I just saw that the fire was just coming out of the whole front of the apartment and going over the roof, and the smoke was going like a tunnel through the apartment. And,
And just to show you, the spokesman for the El Paso Fire Department gave us just some perspective as to what the firefighters encountered when they arrived. They said this was the initial hose that they walked in with, and it was so hot inside that it melted the hose. So definitely the firefighters still had to make their way inside because they knew they had others to rescue. But again, just to show you just how intense the fire was when they arrived. So again, we are live right now in East El Paso. As soon as we get any more information, of course, we're still following the latest developments. We'll let you know. Denise Olivas, ABC7.
Okay,
Thanks, Denise. Yeah, so glad everyone got out. Hopefully they'll all be okay.
Very scary.
And friends are trying to cope with the loss of a mother and her 2 girls.
Magali Mendoza and her 2 daughters, 11-year-old Andrea Garcia and 4-year-old Paulina Ortega, died in an apartment fire yesterday morning. Today, ABC7's Iris Lopez spoke with family and friends of Mendoza, including one of the survivors. She joins us live with more on the fatal fire. Iris?
Well, Rick and Estella, these next few days are going to be tough for the family of Magali Mendoza, but for her baby sister Karina, this Thursday will be especially tough since she will have to celebrate a special occasion without her big sister.
It makes it worse because this week is my birthday, and I mean, every time it's my birthday, she's not the only one, but she's like the first person that always gives me a present, but I guess not this year.
Happy, positive, and a loving mother. Those were one of the many few words used to describe 32-year-old Magali Mendoza. Today, her family is not only dealing with the loss of a daughter and sister, but also the loss of 2 nieces and granddaughters. I spoke with one of Magali's young sisters today, and she described the relationship between the 3 by saying that her nieces were great little heroes who stood by their mommy's side till the last minute. Pictures on Magali's Facebook page show the love she had for her daughters. The healing process for the family will be difficult, and Karina Mendoza says that her older sister is taking the loss especially hard.
Right now, she's taking it the same way I am, and especially because she was there, so she feels like she wishes she could have done something else, but it was a very big risk. And I mean, right now, all of my sisters, we feel the same way, that we wish we could have done something.
Coming up on ABC7 at 6, we'll hear more from Magali's younger sister, Karina, and also a local bar owner and childhood friend who is setting up a fundraising account to help the family with funeral costs. Estella?
Okay, Iris, thank you. And we'll check.
Got together to raise funds for the burial expenses. They met at Rod Sports Bar and Lounge. The bar had raffles, live entertainment, and food for those supporting the Mendoza family. ABC7's Jerry Nata was at the fundraiser. He's live with the story. Jerry.
Evan Josie, I spoke with Magali Mendoza's family today. They tell me they are still in shock after that Monday morning fire that took their loved ones' lives. It might seem like a normal night at Rod Sports Bar and Lounge. Friends coming together for a drink and some catching up. But on Saturday night, these people aren't just bar patrons. They came together to support the Mendoza family, still feeling the pain for the loved ones they lost.
We have our moments. It's how it happened is very tragic, but we are remembering them in a happy way.
Karina Mendoza is Magali's youngest sister. She tells me out of 5 sisters, Magali stood out in her own way.
It's hard because she was a lovable one, and our nieces they were like our daughters.
Karina and family members are humbled, telling me the amount of support from the community has helped them through these hard times. Eric Mendoza tells me the support has even gone beyond El Paso.
Everybody's been helping out, and Las Cruces, El Paso, and even Juarez. They've been helping us out and supporting us, helping out with whatever they can.
It's important because it shows how much everybody loved my sister, and what a great person she was, always happy.
Karina tells me once everything is said and done on this night, there's one memory that she wants everyone to walk away with.
That they were happy people. They were very lovable and loved to always have fun, very adventurous, loved to dance. And I don't think nobody would want to remember her other than just to be happy.
Magali Mendoza and her 2 daughters' viewing will take place tomorrow at the San Jose Funeral Home located at 10950 Pelicano Drive from 1 to 7. Evan Josie.
Educational experience. That is what one family is doing after the loss of a mother, Magali Mendoza, and her 2 daughters, Andrea Garcia and Paulina Ortega, after they died in an apartment fire in 2015.
Today, the family held an event to remember their loss and to teach children about fire safety. ABC 7's Jerry Nava has the story. Jerry.
Evan Josie, that deadly fire back in 2015 shook the community. A young mother and her 2 young daughters were killed. An investigation revealed they were asleep when the fire started and there were no working smoke detectors in the apartment. Now they are using the tragic experience to instill fire safety in children. It was a day that many in this community will remember. On November 2nd, 2015, an apartment fire took the lives of 32-year-old Magali Mendoza and her 2 daughters, 11-year-old Andrea Garcia and 4-year-old Paulina Ortega. Family members like Karina Mendoza were devastated.
I'm gonna miss them. really attached to them.
But the family used that heartache to create the organization MAP. MAP stands for Magali, Andrea, and Paulina. Saturday afternoon, children and parents walked along Memorial Park.
Fire safety awareness is a must. It's very important.
Magali's cousin, Michelle Cabral, feels children need to be educated more on fire safety.
Fire safety awareness should be as important as teaching your kids how to their home address and their parents' phone number.
Fire crews were on hand to talk with children about fire safety. Fire Code Compliance Inspector Raul Gonzalez was on hand to pass along important fire safety tips.
First of all, we show them videos on how quickly a fire starts, spreads, and kills. We have a program. We also want to make sure that people know that they need to close their doors when they sleep at night, when they leave their home, because a door can keep smoke and fire out 15 to 20 minutes only if the door's closed.
The organization also encourages people to have evacuation plans, to test fire extinguishers and smoke alarms regularly.
Their death could have been prevented. The smoke alarms weren't working in their apartment. And we're still dealing with that grief and accepting that death that was too soon.
Gonzalez, who you saw in the story, also said a lot of people don't know smoke detectors are only good for 10 years. So it's good to check on the date when it's made, especially if you're living in an apartment or moving into a used home. It's also a good practice to change the batteries for a smoke detector during daylight savings times, which is tonight. Evan, Josie.
Jerry, such a sad story, but some great advice. Thank you.